If you're new to Rocket League Esports, then welcome. Rocket League's an exciting game to play and surprisingly fun to watch. It's a fast-growing esport with a lot of future potential, but words can't really do it justice. So instead, it's better that you see for yourself. Rocket League is basically car football, or soccer. But the cars also have rockets and can jump. If that sounds strange, then suspend your skepticism for a few minutes, because it comes together to create a surprisingly challenging and exciting game for players and viewers alike.
Very peak. Midfield, he's under one. Very peak, carrying this to get it up into the back wall. Score, Killer scores! 0 seconds, unbelievable!
We'll look at how the game works in a second, but if you're new to esports, then it's worth starting there. Esports is the competitive side of video games. Like the name implies, much of the industry is modelled on sport, with a few important differences. Competition takes place online or on LAN, essentially on stage in an arena. While some large events are broadcast on TV, much of the esport is broadcast for free on live streaming services such as Twitch and YouTube. If this is the first time you're hearing about esports, then it may not be your last, as the industry is growing very quickly and big players in the sports industry taking notice. Rocket League Esports is growing quickly, with record viewing figures for the last 2 seasons. While it's not the largest esport out there, many in the industry recognise its potential. The game has a viewing experience that caters to all ages. It doesn't have the violence or complexity of other games, and its similarity to sports such as football or hockey makes it easy to pick up quickly. In other words, Rocket League is perhaps the most accessible large esport there is. This opportunity hasn't gone unnoticed by large organisations, from popular esports orgs such as G2 and Cloud9 to world-renowned football clubs such as Barcelona and PSG. NFL clubs like the Pittsburgh Steelers have a team, even car manufacturer Renault has a team. They all see the future potential for Rocket League Esports.
Down to the ground, although a lot puts that one straight up. That is the angle of the century!
The premier Rocket League event is RLCS, a tournament that pits the best teams in the world against each other on stage. The current esport calendar revolves around 2 RLCS seasons per year, each with $1 million prize pool. 4 regions currently compete in RLCS: Oceania, South America, North America, and Europe, with the latter 2 being the regions that have historically dominated Rocket League. Though with the game's growth comes an increasing likelihood that more regions will be added.
Senzo with a high hit to the backboard. Oh my goodness!
We'll come back to how the teams and tournament structure works in another video. If you're new to watching RLCS, then it's worth understanding the rules of the game you're watching. Rocket League is played in a fully enclosed arena, with a blue goal on one side and orange on the other. The objective is the same as football: defend your goal from being scored on and score as many goals as possible on the opponent's end. The ball can never go out of play and only pauses when a goal's scored. Whoever scores the most goals in 5 minutes wins. Once the match timer runs out, the game ends the moment the ball touches the ground or is scored. If a team is a goal down when the timer expires, their only hope is to keep the ball off the floor at all costs and attempt a 0-second goal. It's very difficult to pull off in a competitive game, but when it happens, it's pretty exciting.
Tries to clear. It is almost there. It just has hit the floor. But Panda puts it a long way, and it's almost there. Justin keeps it alive. Turbopostle there. Bounces into the corner. Energy still around. Justin is there for the shot. Justin! This is Rocket League!
There are no draws in Rocket League. If the ball's grounded when the game's tied, it goes to overtime. There's no time limit in overtime. The winner is decided by golden goal. The first team to score wins. In principle, an overtime can last forever. In reality, goals are frequent in Rocket League, so overtimes are usually short. The longest RLCS overtime to date is 11 minutes and 12 seconds. 5-minute games are quite volatile, so most competitions play a number of games over a series or match, usually best of 5 to determine the winner. Rocket League has many game modes, but the main competitive modes are based on Soccer, which has 3 main playlists: 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3. The 1v1 competitive scene is largely run by the content creator Johnny Boy. His tournament, Saltmine Worlds, is well worth checking out and is linked below. 2v2 has also had 2 major LANs that were aired on NBC. 3v3, sometimes called Standard, is the primary game mode of Rocket League Esports. Most major tournaments use 3v3, so that's what we'll focus on for the rest of the video. The arenas have different appearances, but it's purely aesthetic. Their size and layout are identical and are known as standard maps. Non-standard maps exist, but they aren't used for competitive play. Okay, it's time to talk about the key mechanics you need to understand. Like many team sports, games start with a kickoff, with two teams contesting for possession. They're the only set piece in Rocket League, and they can make or break games. There are 5 positions a player can start on, randomly assigned to each player. The opposing team's starting positions are an exact mirror to create a neutral opportunity. The primary objective for kickoffs is to win ball possession and boost control. A common strategy to look out for is a team sending one player to contest, one to collect boost, and the other to cheat. Cheating on a kickoff doesn't mean improper conduct, rather closely following the contesting player to win the ball that spills out. It can be a risky strategy because if the cheating player misses, the opponents may be left with an open net to score on. Another approach to be aware of is to fake. The contesting player deliberately misses the ball at the last second, so the opponent passes to his cheating teammate, who can hit a hard clear to the teammate grabbing boost. Executed correctly, the resulting shot will be difficult to save. It's a risk though, as the position of the cheating player often gives away that a team is about to fake, and the other team can punish.
Losing all Garrett G with the fake kickoff, the flick over the top, make them feel bad, put them in the ground.
Kickoffs aren't just for starting the game, they also happen after a goal and to start overtime. While the seemingly random bounces from a kickoff might appear lucky, there's lots of skill involved in finally adjusting position and speed of the car, which improves the probability of a successful kickoff.
Teams give this kind of momentum up in this situation, and on to you are incredible.
Another key rule to understand are fouls. There aren't any. If anything, contact is encouraged in Rocket League. Chasing opponents to bump them generally doesn't work, but strategically bumping opponents can create great opportunities.
And the bump as well. Oh, that is the
insane.
my.
A car travelling at max speed is said to be going supersonic. Depending on the angle of contact, a supersonic car may be able to demo an opponent. If 2 supersonic opponents collide head-on, then both cars will annihilate. Demoed players are removed from the game for 3 seconds and randomly respawn near one of their defensive corners. Temporarily removing opponents can be a huge advantage, and some players are well known for using this tactic.
Game Rizzo gonna look to see if he can get gimmick, just goes for the demolition. What a brilliant play from Rizzo!
Resources are a common feature in esports, but Rocket League only has one: boost. In this game, boost is life. It's used to accelerate quickly, execute mechanics, and even fly. Boost is limited to a value of 100 and will last 3 seconds if consumed continuously, so collecting boost is essential. There are many small pads on the field giving 12 boost each, with a respawn rate of 3 seconds. There are 6 strategically placed large pads, each containing 100 boost, and they replenish every 10 seconds. Since boost is essential, it's common to see players steal big boost pads from the opponent's corner, attempting to starve them. A starved team is in a very difficult position. Without boost, it's difficult to save well-placed shots, position effectively, or hit the ball with enough power to clear it safely. To make matters worse, the attackers can use what they stole to steal the respawning boost from defenders, trapping them in a siege.
Get down to Kate up with passing play. Sublime. They make it look so easy.
While it's not an easy position to be in, some teams thrive on desperate defensive stands and have made an art of punishing attacking teams that try too hard to press their advantage. Winning in Rocket League is a combination of many factors. Pros are extremely skilled, having invested thousands of hours into the game. For individuals, the ability to quickly read the situation, make the right decision, and utilise their mechanical ability is at the core of a successful player.
That is going to drop down 5, but it will not be there. Devo with an incredible double tap. Are you kidding me, Devo?
The term mechanics are used to describe a player's ability to turn the ideas of what they want to do into reality through their car control. And the control these players have is mind-blowing.
These passes. Astro, double touch to the backboard. Yukio's free jump, but Astro just does everything himself. Oh my goodness. 0 seconds. Dignitas lead by 2.
But Rocket League is a team game. Winning requires far more than individual talent. Like team sports, cohesion, strategy, and communication are some of the many factors that determines who wins. Mechanics and strategy are big topics, so I'll cover them in upcoming videos. There's a lot to take in, so don't worry if you don't remember it all. Like I said at the start, at its core, Rocket League is a pretty easy game to watch and understand as you go. With that said, for new viewers, there are a few things that cause confusion. Gameplay moves fast, and unlike a normal sport, you mostly experience it from the player's perspective, rather than the bird's eye view most sports use. It can be disorientating at first, but you quickly get used to it and realise it's a great way to view the game. Seeing what the players see in real time and how it affects the decisions they make creates a highly immersive experience.
A little bit panicky.
Don't do it! Don't do it! Oh! Get out of town! Stop it! You monster!
He actually didn't make the leak either.
Oh my goodness!
You little beautiful man! Oh, the headbutt! The headbutt!
Oh goodness!
One big challenge for new viewers is understanding whose perspective you're viewing the game from, as the camera quickly switches from player to player. Rocket League could improve this by making it much more obvious which team a player is on. It's not uncommon to see the team with the orange logo playing on the blue team and vice versa.
Unable to take it, but squishy now. With a daily shot, he puts it through. He's been going for this stuff all season, and he pulls it off here in the most clutch moment.
While the orange team's cars have a primary colour restricted to yellow through pink, it's possible to use blue as a secondary colour, and some paint decal combinations make it difficult to tell what team a car is on. To make matters worse, blue team decals such as Cloud9 can be used on the orange team and Reciprocity's orange on the blue team. Hopefully developers Psyonix can introduce away team decals and create dedicated stadium colours. You get used to these things if you watch regularly, but for new viewers, the best way to know which player you're spectating is looking at the name and colour in the stats box and the name and colour of the tags above the players.
Want to see any of it?
Good
Now
cut from
back to
Turbo.
Justin. Who's he got left? 1-on-1 for the Johnson with the biggest demo of his life.
Now you have a rough idea of what Rocket League Esports is and how it's played, you know enough to start watching. Hopefully this video has captured your interest enough to give it a try. If there aren't upcoming live games to check out at the time of watching this, I've linked a great first series to check out, which will give you a feel for what Rocket League has to offer, and I'll also put the video in the end screen that's coming up in just a second. I'll also link the YouTube and Twitch channel for Rocket League Esports. The next video is about the mechanics of Rocket League, how they work and how the pros use them. If you're curious or have more questions, you can ask on the RLesports subreddit link below. Otherwise, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.